Open Class Doodles, episode 48, Tactical Doodles for Success. The artist in the future of making money, the decentralized way. Today on our episode, it's gonna be an epic, groundbreaking stream. We have a beautiful guest also that is a real expert, even though he doesn't really like to be called that way. And before we start with this beautiful show today, I just want to make sure that you all understand that the future is in our hand, that nothing can escape us if we take control and accountability and responsibility over our arts, over our methods, over our strategy, and let not us be dictated from the outside what we like to do and where we like to go. And the microphone would be so much cooler, right? So you can understand me. But it's also about really kind of understanding that there is no such thing as Can you hear me now, ladies and gentlemen? Is it finally possible for you to perceive what I'm saying? Right. Is my microphone connected? Can you hear me now? I hope so. Yes. Guys, this is an amazing opportunity. Every time we dive into our Monday episode, it's for me a new opportunity to kind of regain focus also. Because the future is something that, of course, is not written yet, but somehow it is. And it's depending on us, right? It's depending on us on how much we're, willing to do the things today in order to shape that future. Because in a way, everything is future. The moment we say things are already in the past and already we're moving into the future. And so the thing that connects us with our future is the will. And the will is always guided by our ambition. But the thing is that our ambition, of course, can be sometimes a volatile thing because we lack perspective. We lack sometimes that understanding of how much our ambition matters. And if we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel at the end of light is very good. If we don't see a reason to proceed, then of course it's hard to kind of continue to find that motivation, that grit, that willingness to succeed. And so today I have a beautiful guest also that will give you a little bit of that perspective to kind of fire up your ambition, to understand that the power is here. And therefore it's not to be escaped, right? You can't escape from the responsibility of being yourself and knowing exactly what you need to do. And even if you don't sometimes, it's harder to stay somewhere in your comfortable zone than the hard of trying it. Because harder in your comfortable zone means you will never actually experience whether or not your product is working. Right? You will be staying comfortable for sure. But it's harder than just trying something and maybe seeing that something works or not, but at least trying it, because through that you gain accountability, you gain experience, you gain that knowledge about yourself, and being yourself, like truly you. That is our mission on this planet. And so therefore, without any further ado, let's welcome the Phantom NFT, nobody you know, to the show, who has celebrated his debut on our last 3-set episode on Back to the Future. And backed by public demand, I would say, he's on the show telling us about this new future that is waiting for us, that is already here. So welcome, everybody, nobody you know. How are you, good sir?
Hello, Coach. Welcome, creative community. How you guys doing? Well, it's time, to learn the game before it starts.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
It's totally true. I mean, we're in a time where we should, use the tools that are given to us. I mean, it's no question that the agenda is trying to build something for us that is not really for us, that
Mm,
is
mm,
actually for them.
mm.
So I think it's time to learn the game.
Do you mean by agenda that the system that is running this whole this whole circus?
Yes, I'm talking about digital identity and that they can control you and tell you what to buy and what not to buy, and they can shut down your money and all that kind of stuff. So that's what they
So
have planned for us. So when you think further, you can see what they have planned for us. The agenda is there. I mean, you know,
you're
look
talking
at
about
China,
mm-hmm,
social credit system and all that kind of stuff. That's
mm-hmm.
what they would like to have for us.
Because it's just easier to control us that way, right? It's
Yes,
easier to kind
yes,
of bring us into the
of
right. Mm-hmm,
of course, of course. But with this technology that's coming, I mean, since 2017, there has been a big switch in the blockchain and creative community. There has been a big switch. A lot of people left their actual position with their knowledge, you know, they left and started something new. So they left companies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, they left them behind with the knowledge they had and took off and did their own things because they
mm-hmm.
seen.
Let's just before we dive in, right? Because I know you got very fascinating and beautiful knowledge. But let's say we sometimes also have guests on the channel that are not so
Okay.
savvy with the latest development. So please break down really quickly what is blockchain? What is this new technology? What is it? Is it just Bitcoin? Is it just making money? What stands behind all that? And how can we use
Okay.
it?
Okay, when we talk cryptocurrency, most of the people think about Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just the thing. That's probably why Trump talked about Bitcoin in the whole. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he
So
didn't.
money, basically a financial
Yes,
product. Mm-hmm.
digital money, and we can use this as our creative um, jump board. Okay, for
Mm-hmm.
everyone. It's not like that you need to know Eminem, Dr. Dre, or anybody to present your music.
Sure.
I can I can create my music and bring it decentralized on the blockchain. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
owner of the
But what is the blockchain then if it's not money? Can you explain that a little bit so really like a kid would understand it? Because I feel like many people still have when you talk about Bitcoin and all that stuff, people think that's a scam or is that just what was a sort of like an
well
industrial
you
new
got to
thing? Right.
you got to difference the things.
Differentiate. Right.
Yes, the Bitcoin network, for example, is like four identities own the most Bitcoins. So they can control the network. When they decide to sell, the whole market falls.
But yeah, no,
But
absolutely.
but
But
there are networks that work with validators, you
mhm.
know, that do not. I mean, they minted the maximum amount of tokens already. It's not like you have to produce the token via energy
What
like
is a
Bitcoin.
token? What is a blockchain ultimately? What are what are these terms actually meaning?
Mm. The blockchain is something that brings all transactions transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And so
So would you say it is a code ultimately? Is it like a digital way of communicating? How would you describe it?
mm, yeah, it's like a way of communication. Like there's the ISO 222 standard. That's like sending money like an email,
Mm-hmm.
but completely transparent. So that means when I donate like $50 to the Red Cross, as soon as I donate those $50 are gone. I can't see where they're going or anything. But with the
Mm-hmm.
blockchain, I can track my $50 from the beginning to the end where it goes. Okay. You understand?
Could you? I do sort of understand. I think what people still don't fully grasp is why they should use now this digital currency or this block. I mean, we have the internet, we have Zelle, we have all sorts of payment systems. So why do I need Bitcoin?
I don't need Bitcoin. I just need the blockchain technology so I can have the complete transparency. Okay.
What is
Because right
superior?
now,
Yes, please.
it's like when I give my money to the bank, I don't know what they do with it. I can't see what they do with it. I don't see that they work 5 days with my money until they transact via Swift my money. In those days, they work with my money. And that's all going to end with this technology because my money is in 3 to 5 seconds by the end consumer instead of working with Swift and waiting 4 to 5 days until my money is at the end consumer. And this is all going to be quicker and transparent. There's no corruption, no manipulation possible no more. And that's all what we need actually, because they're fooling us with the money system ever since.
Why is our money system fooling us?
Well, that's a long story. I mean, let's you can go from birth certificates to to
Mhm.
to um to taking out people's money and leaving them poor. Only the 1% of the 99% are the ones that benefit at the moment. A lot of people don't get it. They don't even think about it. That's the sad perspective about it, that they think this is normal and they just proceed, go day by day
I
instead
totally
of
agree. Yeah.
instead of
So would you say the blockchain technology is some sort of hyper developed internet that makes it transparent to see what you do with your information? Because in the end, money is just information. It's just an energy bundle. It's just a package, right?
well, money is just a belief that people believe on, and then you know like I said in the last show I was on, when
Right.
people would understand the money system, we had a revolution before tomorrow morning.
This is
It's
actually coming
fact.
from Henry Ford, right? The original
Yes,
statement. It's crazy
this
that
is
Henry Ford said that, and it's true. You can look this up. I mean, he really said it like 1922, I guess it was.
so this is fact. And well, with this technology, like I said, 2017, there was a big switch. People with very good knowledge worked in this space, and they understood what the agenda had planned for the people. Okay, they seen it. They could tell, hey, they want control. This is not what we planned. Those are
Hmm.
those are lost kids that worked in there. I mean, like kids, nerds. Okay, that only
Right.
worked on computers, and and they're trying to build here something free for humanity. And they notice, hey, wait a minute, when we keep doing this, this is going to be not good for humanity. So they left their actual companies like Ethereum. There were 4 people that left Ethereum at the same time. 2017, big developers. They
Right.
left, and these are building the way around the agenda. Okay, and they're giving us the tools for the blockchain that is open source that everybody can use.
Hey, Movie Cage, what's up? Let's go.
Every creative, you know, person can use these tools and use his digital assets in order to build your own brand, your own community.
So, in a nutshell, you would say blockchain is a faster, more transparent. Because in a way, we probably need also to explain what the hell does decentralized mean and why is that good? I mean, what is the problem of having a centralized? Isn't that good? So you can control everything, maintenance everything, repair everything from a centralized position. Why is that negative?
The negativity is, as it is right now, most of the times the fruits of your labor do not belong to you.
Mm-hmm. We have an inflationary money system, of course, that's debasing the currency all over the globe. I think everybody, whether you're savvy in the finance world or not, right, knows by now that we have a central bank that is printing money, and we don't actually own that money. The central bank lends the money out to the government with interest rates, and these interest rates, of course, they get pushed into the tax system. So we pay money for having money that is already not worth what it was originally when it was printed, right? And so therefore we pay taxes to receive something that is less valuable than what the bill actually states. So therefore you already create a cycle of scarcity, of artificial scarcity. And that is a problem that we're facing all over the globe. And so if you have more inflation, more money that's been printed, more money in circulation, so the actual worth of the bill gets less and less because more money the central bank lends to the government, more interest rates the government has to accept, more taxes we need to pay. Those taxes, sometimes they're occulted, obfuscated by other laws, or somewhere put in some other procedures. But the end of the day is the bill that we're holding, the more time progresses, the less it is worth. And so therefore, we're always trapped in this hamster wheel of producing more and more that is less and less valuable because the system of scarcity kind of dictates how we need to live in order to have that bill, in order to exchange that bill against products, goods, and services.
Correct. And the blockchain and the technology of decentralization makes it possible when you create like a universal profile or your digital wallet, like this is what we wanted to talk about. Once you create a digital wallet, you create it with an email address, okay? And the best way is the email address is the IP address is somewhere else where you don't live, okay? Just
Right.
when you know your way around. Because to create a digital wallet that is just a number and a alphabetic
Sequence, right? Right.
Yeah, it's no name or address that's calculated to you. It's just a number and a alphabetic code, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That you create with your email address. And, email address can be somewhere in Africa or wherever. You don't have to be there where you are. So there's no name, no address going to you personal. So you're just a combination. So whenever you receive income from your followers, like donations or whatever, these donations come to you right away without going through a tax office or a bank or anything. It's your fruits, There's nobody that can tell you to tax this income.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Because you use the tool to set you up, and I contacted my followers that I have on YouTube. I say, hey, I opened my own universal page on a decentralized marketplace. people follow me to there. So the fruits of my labor belong to me and not to, you know, I don't
So
want to
you're
say the name
basically
now.
telling me, no. You're basically telling me, guys, this is not just only a currency, because people still, I
No.
think, in their mind, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? These are the things that they know. They think, all right, this is just a form of paying something digitally. What you are telling me now is that we have an ecosystem. There is
Yes.
actually a world where you can connect, communicate, sell, buy, post, speak, and have an
Yes.
exchange.
This is the best thing that could happen to creative people that can build their own brand now, okay? Your own ecosystem. I can build my own room. Like the coach could build his own COACHMC room on a decentralized marketplace where people can join and complete donate to you without sharing my fruits with like YouTube in the fact now. Okay.
Right, or paying taxes that are completely
Yes.
unnecessary or
Yes.
ludicrous. And
Because they can't.
decentralized means that there are multiple validators for
Yep.
that specific place that you are claiming, that space that now you own, right? So it's not a centralized system where you ask for permission, you enter the space, and the space itself, the ecosystem, the network itself, is sustained, supported, and held alive by different validators, different
Correct.
computers, different digital nodes. Interesting.
Distributed ledger technology.
DLT.
Yes. So it's
When was the first time you heard of this?
that was like 2000 and I think 2020. End of 2020. COVID just hit and I was like,
You mean the government hit COVID?
yeah,
Yeah.
until then I was like not even thinking about something like finance or money in special. I got money, I spend it, I wasn't
Sure.
like anybody that took care about that. I played Xbox and stuff like that. I didn't care about stuff like that. But then one day somebody showed me his portfolio and said, hey, look, I made $200 the last half an hour. And that's where I started to get into it. And funny or not, I found the right way to listen to the correct people in this space. I mean, there are influencers that tell you can earn so many money tomorrow. That's all stupid. You got to listen to the right people in the space, and follow your vision. I mean, it can't stay the way it is. It has to change. There's no way around it.
So you're telling me now your profile picture, no? I mean, you're the Phantom NFT. You're nobody, So your profile, so your profile picture now, is that an NFT? What I'm seeing here as your profile picture?
Yes, that is an NFT, a non-fungible token. So it's not. You cannot copy it. Okay, it's non-fungible. And whenever you create a token as a somebody creative that wants to do something, like when you create something, like let's say you create a picture, you draw. I know you draw.
Yes.
You draw a picture, and this is unique. Okay, it's from you, and you mint it on the blockchain. Mint
That
is the
means
process.
right. Please,
It's
explain.
like a eine Prägung. What's the name
So
for that?
it's a printing. It's like impressing, right?
You print like a patent, okay?
Right.
And you decide the amount of tokens that you do. So, like when you do a picture, you only want to mint it once, right?
That's
Or a
the only one.
personal document,
right.
you only want to mint once. So it's not. So you cannot copy it. So when you have like two Michelangelos next to each other, with this process, you can say this is the original and that's the copy. because the digital number provides the original. Okay, so
I see. So you're telling me, so when you go online, right? When you go, you're opening up a blockchain server, and you're inserting your picture, or you're creating the picture on the blockchain. That picture receives an original code that can be
yes,
altered by any
nope,
means, right?
nope,
That's
no,
what
no,
it literally says. When I say non-fungible token, it means I can't change it, I can't manipulate, I can't break it, I can't hack it. It's that.
nope. That's
And
it.
and and then I place it there, and how do I advertise it? How do people know that I've just minted a token, minted a picture?
Well, that depends on the marketplace you present it to.
So there are
On the
different
network,
marketplaces
on the
on
network
the.
I presented to you. Okay, there are networks that are like when you go to Ethereum nowadays. Ethereum was the first blockchain that set up smart contracts,
Mhm,
and they have a huge marketplace. It's called OpenSea.com.
mhm,
There are a lot of creative people selling their, art,
mhm,
but Ethereum is like it says, it's ETH. Every
mhm.
transaction hurts. Okay.
Because it's so expensive.
Yes, the gas
Mhm.
fees are so expensive that only big players can afford it.
Why
That's
do
how
we
it is.
say gas fees if it's online? Where does gas happen online?
Mm, well, that's what I said about like Bitcoin has to create his tokens via energy, right?
Hmm.
But there are certain networks that already created their maximum amount of tokens with the mint process
Hmm.
without using the energy, and they give it out monthly. So that means, yeah, service fee here. Pet Brett, he says gas fee, service fee.
I see.
Um,
Thanks, Pat.
so for every transaction, you need like a gas fee, and there are networks that cost a lot, like Ethereum. So it's like when you can afford a big car that needs a lot of gas, I don't care about the gas prices.
Hmm.
But there are networks that are cheap that every transaction costs a fraction of a penny. Not like Ethereum that is very expensive.
So I can go to these networks. So now I understand better, because so it's not just a currency. The network itself is an ecosystem, and to get access to that specific ecosystem, I need a certain token. It's like an entrance card. It's like it's like a membership card, and that is the token that gives me access to that network, right?
Yes, you can buy a digital asset and wait until the monopoly money worth
Hmm.
rises, okay? And then sell the
Right.
asset for the monopoly money. Or there are assets that I buy and use in order to build my ecosystem. I can
And
build with my digital assets.
And here comes, I think, the revolutionary part of blockchain. And this is also why I started talking about this. The fact is that these networks, like McAfee's law of accumulation, states that a network, the more people are connected to the network, the more the network is worth. So
Yes,
when
users will
I
give value.
users give value because they give attention. This is why we pay so much money for the soccer World Cup, because so many users are paying attention to that. So that means when I'm in a network, already me like posting on that network, minting NFTs, non-fungible tokens on the network, bringing my art into the network makes the network appreciate value. So the more I communicate with the network, the more the network will give worth back to me. And so I don't need to buy and sell stock like in your traditional orthodox stock market. Just by the fact that I'm part of the network and I'm already like working and interacting with that network makes appreciates value. And therefore, if I participate, whether it's with a token, with an NFT, or I hold a currency, a token of that network, it raises literally the value without taxes, without inflation, without depreciation of the orthodox financial central bank system.
You can mint your creativity on the blockchain. You decide how many tokens there are. Like if I have a friend. I have a friend. He is very good with his hands. Okay, I would like tell him, hey, I want a dining table, a unique dining table from you. He creates it. He takes a picture and mints it on a blockchain and sells it digitally and physically. Okay, I can present it on a blockchain, and there's somebody says, hey, I want to have that table because it's unique, and I pay you this much. And
now here's a question from Pat. Can multiple smart contracts or NFTs be assigned to one Ethereum token? First, does that even make sense?
I don't get it.
No, me neither. No, it doesn't,
Please.
Pat.
Okay, there are NFTs. By now, Ethereum was the first smart contract platform, and they created NFTs, but there was no smart contract behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So nowadays, there are smart contracts that have capabilities. I mean, NFTs are created that have smart contracts integrated. So like me, the NFT I have right here on my profile, that brings me every month passive income. And that's the smart contract behind it. Just because I hold it in my wallet, I get passive income.
We will get there in a second, because I think we're opening up a lot of treasure chests, and this is all beautiful stuff.
Oh, this is a big subject.
It is a truly big subject, and this is why we're trying to dissect it as calmly as possible so people really get behind the idea why this is so powerful. So your question, Pat, was, can multiple smart contracts or NFTs be assigned to one Ethereum token? No. Why?
No.
Because so you mint one or multiple NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. That is the network. Now, you can also just hold an NFT token, like one Ether, right? And that token itself, over time, we have, of course, oscillations, bear markets, bull markets. That token over time will appreciate value. So you don't need an NFT in order to hold a token, right? That token can be resold in a couple of years, and you will make a profit out of it, and then you pay capital gain tax, or you reinvest it smartly without paying taxes, right? But this is no financial advice by any means, right?
No,
an NFT is whether it's a piece of art, or it can be a certificate for real estate. It can be the entrance ticket to a restaurant or to like a movie theater, or it can be a plane ticket, right? Anything can be
QR code.
It's an original, authentic document. And it's on the blockchain, and you can, whenever you see it, buy it and enter it into your digital wallet and then show it to the authorities. You have to show it, or just keep it if it's a piece of art and so it appreciates value. Now, that NFT token can be sold. That NFT can be sold for an Ethereum token, right? So you can sell it, you can establish a price for it, and people will buy it, right, on the blockchain market.
On a decentralized marketplace.
On a decentralized marketplace.
Or on
Why is decentralized important? I'm giving you an example. Now, this is YouTube. YouTube is, of course, its headquarters, its servers, everything is very centralized to YouTube. There is a governance system, an administration system, a finance system. They're all centralized systems in the headquarters of YouTube, and YouTube can shut us down in a second, and or they can suppress our information or make sure that no one sees it. They can do all sorts of stuff with our channels, with our money, with our energy, right?
Correct.
On the blockchain, there is no central directed governance. There is no one coming to you and saying, hey, you can't mint this NFT. You can't put out this information.
That depends on which network you choose. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, there are more centralized networks and more decentralized networks. I believe that the reason why blockchain will be, and we talked about this on on this channel. We talked about the end of Ticketmaster, right? We just seen the catastrophe happening with Ticketmaster again during the Copa America. That was just yesterday, literally yesterday, over here at the Hard Rock Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. And I know personally people who bought the tickets like months in advance on Ticketmaster, and they tried to enter the stadium and the ticket was gone. Right? Somewhere in the internet, it was gone. This is something that could never, ever happen or occur to you on the blockchain, because every ticket there has the assignment of, a smart contract that is a unique certificate, that has a unique number that is associated with the buy. So the moment you buy it, you hold the keys. It's connected to you. There is no way that they can lose it and say, yeah, you don't have any ownership over that ticket anymore. Stuff that happened live and direct here. This is why Ticketmaster will ultimately disappear like Blockbuster Video, because of the excessive fees. The central governance is just a blown up body that no one can control anymore, and the hyper bureaucratic administration makes it impossible for Ticketmaster people to really control and hold, a stable position. In a blockchain, there is no administration, there is no bureaucracy, there is no central governance.
This is the thing that people, need to understand. That once I create my wallet address,
not necessarily, Pat.
I'm just a number on the blockchain. There's no name dedicated to me. I'm just a number, and when I keep my stuff for me, and I don't register everywhere, I don't like it is today. When you go shopping, there are people standing there. They want to have all your data. They want to have name, address, because you can win something. Like the grandmas and the grandpas, they go there and they fill out all these forms. Every data without NFT, without an NFT behind it, all this data will be like worth nothing no more, I think, in the future. So
this is how
now,
also flights can be overbooked or triple booked or double booked.
yes,
Nothing like that could happen.
Silver. There are so many paper contracts sold on 1 ounce of silver. It's like 400 contracts sold on 1 ounce of silver to people. And this is not possible in the future no more. Like when you have a IP address, this will be secured by an NFT. It's non-fungible. So you have a secured internet of value. That means I do transactions and they cannot be hacked, because I have a secured world just for me. Nobody can access this IP address. Not like it is today, where hackers, easily can go into your IP address and do things under your name and all that kind of stuff.
Because it's decentralized. Why is it so much harder to hack something that's on the blockchain rather than
when your IP address is a non-fungible token that only exists once, and you have the secret keys to this. Nobody has access. It's just like the way it is. I mean, when I have my secret keys, nobody has access.
So here's a good question. Oh, I love this. This is a very technical, specific question. So would you mint your NFT on a less expensive network like Shiba, and then use the Ethereum network to transfer that NFT?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ethereum eats you up, man. I mean, yes, Ethereum was the first blockchain that made things for creative communities possible. But like I said, small creative people, I mean, with not a lot of money, they get eaten up just by presenting one picture that they have. They mint it on a blockchain, the gas fees, they eat them up. There's no chance for them to, like, succeed.
Think of record artists, right? How do record artists today make money? They have to go on a platform like Spotify, like iTunes, or even worse, get signed by a record deal. And basically their music, their art, it belongs now to the platform. They have no any type of jurisdiction leverage. I mean, if you're a big artist, you're selling millions of copies for sure, yeah. But you don't have an own distribution, nothing, right? You just go to them and they will give you a little percentage back for having done basically all the work. On a blockchain, your album is an NFT. It's an original thing that just belongs to you. Someone comes over, you kind of say what you think album is worth. They have to pay it, and then it belongs to them. Plus, the NFT itself, being a non-fungible token, will appreciate value because it's super rare, right? You have album art like this NFT that we see here. Nobody this is his profile NFT. This is an absolute unique piece of art. A digital piece of art, but art nonetheless. It's unique.
There's a series of these NFTs, 100 pieces, and every 100 piece looks different. So I have one out of these 100, and it will not be there ever again. Okay, this is one out of the 100 series that I have,
Right.
and then with the like you said, when I create music and I mint it on a blockchain, like I say, okay, I mint this song and I make like 1,000 copies, because when I mint the token, I decide the amount of copies that I make. Okay, I can decide I mint it once, or I mint 1,000 or 1,000,000 pieces.
That's a biggie, right?
And that's how many times it will exist in. And all of these NFTs that I mint, I can create a smart contract behind it. So, like, I try to give you an example. I'm like somebody that lives in an apartment, and I have a landlord. I have to pay him money every month.
Right.
So I can decide to do that via a bank, and my landlord has to wait 4 to 5 days until his money receives. Or I tell him, hey, we do it via the blockchain, and it could be like a landlord I don't like. I just send him a picture of my naked ass and put a smart contract behind that.
Right. If someone wants to see that,
put a smart contract behind that picture that includes my payment to my landlord. Okay, it is automatically a smart contract. I can create that by myself with help of AI.
That's pretty fascinating. And
Yes.
I also love the fact that when we're talking about decentralized systems, so we're talking about systems that, besides not having a single centralized governance, we're talking about the power of community. And we're always kind of reinforcing this statement over here, the creative community, right? People coming together, exchanging creativity, getting smarter, getting more knowledgeable, getting more educated, and getting motivation, getting all these things that they need in order to proceed successfully into the future. And so it is everything that we do in this world, in the real world, even online when this is Web 2, right? This is online what we're doing now. It's always, you invest time, and that time investment equals, after taxes, after fees, after this, after that, equals the amount of money or the amount of results that you get out of it. It's a very mechanical process. We go to work, we exchange time for money, right? We create something and we post it on our, Shopify, or we kind of, create our own websites and we place it there. So it's always that. On the decentralized system, it's not me posting something in my little realm and then kind of, using that time to exchange it for money and then kind of advertising it. No, I post it in a collective. I posted in a sea of decentralized systems where everyone has the same access, the same possibility of moving, the same way of getting. You don't need a fancy, more expensive website. You don't need to invest more money in advertising like here on YouTube. You need to market crazy around it. It's visible to everyone immediately, and everyone has immediate and effective access to it. There is no, all right, if you're coming from another part of the world and you're probably receiving less attention from the network, or if I'm, just posting for a couple of minutes, then I will be downgraded by the algorithm. There is no such thing. Again, there is no central governance. There is no AI controlling my operations, the distribution, and the monetization. As soon as it's on the blockchain, it's Web3. It's like almost like a quantum field. It's everywhere, yes. everywhere all at once.
Well, and it is like, today when you access different sites like YouTube or Facebook or WhatsApp, everywhere you go, you need a certain user profile. You got to set up a new profile with email address and all that kind of stuff. In the future with the blockchain, and you have a universal profile, you have one profile and you can access everything. It's interoperable. Okay, you don't need no more special login data for the every site.
Like so all the time typing in new passwords and new confirmations. Correct. And new backup. Because I think also this fact, right? I don't know if that's by design. Probably it is, right? Every time I have to put in a new name, I have to put I expose myself to potential threats, because every time there is a new opening, If I have a universal profile on my blockchain, I won't ever be doing this again. It's there. Everybody sees it. Everybody has it.
And because it's decentralized, I decide who can see the info on my profile. Okay, like I have medical devices on there and stuff like that. I don't want people to see. I decide who can see my inflow of my profile and who cannot. Okay.
Pat is asking, you don't necessarily use the Ethereum blockchain to mint NFTs, right? You don't, not necessarily. You can do it.
No, you don't need to. No, there are other networks that can use. Yes.
You would mint your NFT or Shiba or Doge, then use the smart contract function of the Ethereum network to sell those NFTs. Correct.
Well, Shiba is on the Ethereum network, anyways.
Yes.
Shiba has no own network yet. They're planning on already 2 or 3 years already, but there is no own blockchain yet. A lot of projects are on ERC20. But when we talk about the creative community, we want to talk about user adoption also, and user functionality. So user friendly, okay? Because when you tell somebody today about the blockchain, they're like, "Oh no, this is way too complicated. I don't know how to get through there." Yeah, but I tell you, it's like riding a bike. Okay, when you started to ride a bike, you had these wheels on
the side wheels, right. Yes, the supporting wheels
for like 2 or 3 days. Somebody needed it like a week, but after that, you took it off because you knew how to ride the bike. Okay, and that's the same with the blockchain. You start and you do like 1 or 2 transactions, and you start to realize how this stuff functions. Okay, and it's really not hard to understand. And I just can't tell anybody. It doesn't matter how old you are. Just try to figure out how this works. It's very easy, and it's important to learn this game before it starts now, because if you know how to act through these times via the blockchain and your own, I say shit, decentralized that you took care of, then there's nobody that can tell you what to do, how to do, when to do, and what not to do, because you are your own bank and you decide who can see, and you know, it's just you're in control.
I
So
think like in order to make it more understandable, I think it is like a hyper developed like Shopify, if you want to call it so. You have your own market, you have your own shop. It just belongs to you. You can sell, buy, but compared to Shopify, where you can't really offer financial products, right? You just can sell goods that are coming in also from other contractors. So you again, you have to pay fees to others. This is your complete enclosed, complete,
it's your brand.
customized. It's your brand. It's your universe. It's your ecosystem.
Yes. And the fruits of your labor belong to you, and you don't have to share with nobody, because the income comes right to your address without going through a tax office or a bank. It comes right to you. And the tax office doesn't have any, you know, they can't see. All they see is the your wallet address, and that's a number and alphabetic system. There's no name or address behind it, so they cannot force you to pay taxes. But what I wanted to say is about the user friendly.
Right.
There are blockchains that help creative communities coming up that allow you to mint the first year completely free.
Wow.
So when you mint something on a blockchain, everything costs gas fees. And a lot of people that start a creative community don't always have money at the beginning, Money is the most problem that they have to begin, right? They say, I don't have no money, I can't present it.
Of
But
course.
but when I can mint 1 year completely free, I can do all my work completely free for the first year. This is amazing, okay? As somebody that's a newcomer, I can present
Now,
everything that I create for free.
so this is basically blockchain is a new layer of direct communication.
It's like sending money like an email, or let's say value like email. Look, I can mint a complete building on a blockchain. Everything will be tokenized. Everything of value will be tokenized on the blockchain, and it will move transparently so everybody can see what happens with this. Like when I donate $50, those $50 are gone. I don't know where they're going to, but with the blockchain, I can track those $50 from the start to the end.
We're trying. Let's try Pat. Let's help Pat to really figure out how this works. So, kind of back to my first question, Pat says you can attach multiple NFTs created on Shiba to one Ethereum token. It's
I
not.
don't get what he means with multiple NFTs. I mean,
I have bits and pieces of how this works. I'm really trying to tie it all together. All good, Pat. I mean, this is really something that is absolutely it's new. It's pretty complicated. It's not really. Once you figure it out, you will realize, hey, it's not that complicated. But I get everything that is new. Of course, kind of creates first resistance because it kind of moves out of the usual spectrum of our daily routines and linear automatisms on how we exchange, how we trade, how we exercise trade and commerce.
I think I understand what he means. He has more than one NFT on the Ethereum blockchain. I guess
He minted
Shiba
on
NFTs.
Shiba. Yeah, he had Shiba NFTs, right? You have Shiba NFTs.
That's what I understand. But he has more than one on the Ethereum network. That's what I understand. So
Yes.
the thing is, whenever you move these NFTs, you sell those, the most of it will be gone by the gas fees. That's the bad part
No, but
about Ethereum.
yeah. But let's not. It's not about the critique. So how? What is one NFT, a one non-fungible token? Whether that's a real estate certificate, whether that's a document of any sort of kind, it could be a contract. Your NFT can be. It could be art. It could be anything, right? You can create this
Passport.
NFT, a passport. Now this
Driver's
NFT,
license.
you establish a value for it. You establish the value for your NFT. You can say, hey, this NFT is, in my opinion, worth 60 Ethereum. Now, one Ethereum or 50 Ethereum, one Ethereum to right now is worth what, $3,400. So that would mean that single NFT, that non-fungible token that can't be copied, hacked, or somehow manipulated, in your mind is worth 50 per $3,500, right? Which is somewhere in, it's $1.5 million, something like that. This is what your NFT is worth. Now, if someone likes to pay for that NFT, he can do that, right? With the price that you establish. Now, if you want to be paid in ETH, right? You want your money in ETH, then someone has to exchange his blockchain, his cryptocurrency money into Ethereum money, into the Ethereum blockchain money, and pay you with that currency. And you can have arbitrarily, sums attached to your NFT. You can decide how much you want it to be worth, right? There is no rule, basically, right? Am I saying this correctly, Phantom?
I'm not so aware about the Ethereum network, and because of the gas fees, okay? It's just I just
no,
don't
but
get
just right. I think the question that he has is if he
wants
can.
to have multiple NFTs. He asks if it's possible, and sure, it's possible that when I create a series about like 100 pictures, different pictures, 100 characters of a series, I can create with one NFT. Of course, it's a series of 100 then. Like the same as my NFT. It's one out of a series of 100 profile pics, okay?
Absolutely. So
I don't know if it's correct what I understood of his question, but
I mean, I the thing that we need to understand that blockchain itself is like giving people their own little internet, but
it's given
without
opportunity, tools to self-sovereign again. You just got to use the tools.
NFT is like a certificate, Pat. It could be a piece of art. It could be a piece of fractionalized ownership of a real estate piece, right? An NFT can represent anything. It's a certificate, like a PDF. It's a certificate. And that NFT can stand for anything you like. You can also buy it from someone else. You have someone in Indonesia that wants to sell his Airbnb to you. And instead of going to through the notary, lawyer, bada boom system, he sells, instead of going to the court, administration, city hall, and all that, and sell your Airbnb to you after paying lots of taxes and service fees and all that, he directly sends his NFT, right, with the keys to your digital wallet, and you transfer the amount of currency that he established that NFT is worth, which represents the Airbnb. And with that NFT in your digital wallet, you basically, you own that Airbnb now. So whatever
that was a good example,
right? So any proceeds,
that was a very good one.
out of that Airbnb, even if you haven't left your home in the United States, I assume, even if you haven't like left your house, right? That Airbnb in Indonesia will, through the proceeds, fill up your digital wallet, because now every time someone checks in and pays, that payment will be deposited on the blockchain and go directly into your digital wallet.
And he can show ownership via his wallet because of this token then.
Yeah, so there is currency, there is the ecosystem, which is the blockchain ecosystem, and there is NFT. And NFT is
Ownership.
Yes, it's ownership. It's just the proof of ownership inside of that ecosystem. And since we have 20,000 different tokens and currencies, you can pay these NFTs with all these different currencies. You can like, there are many ways of settling that ownership. You don't need US dollars or Indonesian rand or anything. You can pay with your Shiba for that NFT. You can pay with your Dogecoin. You can pay with your Ethereum, with your Bitcoin, whatever you like. As long as the sum corresponds to the buying worth, it doesn't matter. And that's another great advantage. You need to go to the bank or tell your bank to exchange your dollars in Indonesian rand. Again, fees, again, friction, again, loss of money and energy. No, you settle it directly with universally accessible currency that is in the blockchain, that is part of the ecosystem of the blockchain technology.
Well, yeah, that's part of the fees, where what the people choose to use which network at the end.
Yes,
because like I said, the Ethereum network eats you up as the small creative person you are. It will eat you up. So you will choose networks that are less feasible.
Now, you are a pretty humble, a very modest person, but actually in the in the blockchain space, at least in Germany, and for your you got your Telegram group, you're known, you're doing a lot for the community. So how did this develop from 2020 when you start kind of noticing this new
Wow,
trend, this new?
It's a good question. That went from I went from nobody to somebody in real quick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, I adopted all this information like a sponge.
You felt that
This
there was something, right?
I just felt it, and like I said, I didn't listen to all these people that tell me I can get rich tomorrow by investing in cryptos. I listened to the right people in space that were talking about the power of decentralization and the power of ownership that you can own through this technology by using the tools that are presented. Okay, the blockchain itself can add tools. It's like an architect. A lot of people buy digital assets and wait until the price increases.
Goes up.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, I can use my digital asset in order to use the tools that are created on the blockchain. I used my digital assets and built up more of my own ecosystem. Okay. That's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, yeah, like you're a coach. You're somebody, you do so many things. You're so creative. You can do all this for yourself. You just use your digital assets and start building. You create your own digital room, and then you can present everything via the NFT technology. Okay. And you decide how many times this exists or that exists. Like when I could mint my personal documents, certificates, ownership of like in Germany, you have when you have a house,
That
get the
finally
ownership
makes sense, Pat. We're getting there. Yes, NFTs are not a currency. They are a certificate.
Yes,
You
they're
know,
not a currency. Yes.
they have value, that is arbitrarily established by yourself, but they are not a currency. You can trade them against another NFT if someone accepts that, but they're not a currency. You pay with one of the 20,000 currencies that are available momentarily on the blockchain, right? In the blockchain space. Many of them are also scams and not really really believable projects, but most of them are. And so, yeah, that's a good way to start. So
It's
here
a
we have an
certificate.
article. Yes.
A certificate that proves the originality.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
how to.
there are two types of people in this world: those who can stop talking about crypto art and NFTs, and those who are still wondering what Bored Ape Yacht Club is. If you're an artist, these words might have recently entered your conversations for a reason. Non-fungible tokens are paving a new path of opportunities for creators. But before you fall into the rabbit hole of blockchain and what it means for the art world, you need to understand what they are, how they work, and what their existence means to the art world. Let's break down what non-fungible token means to understand how artists can profit from them. By definition, non-fungible is an item that can't be interchanged or duplicated. It's unique, limited in quantity, and there is proof of authenticity to support that claim. A token is a single unit. In this case, the one that certifies the validity of the information that's stored in a blockchain, from the original files such as a JPEG, a GIF, an MP3, and others, to the traceable certification of ownership. Even though NFTs are not only suitable for digital art, for many, this technology is the logical evolution for art collecting. And that's why the art world is turning its head in this direction and wondering what it might mean for the future of artists, collectors, and even auction houses, right?
Wow.
So we have, right? So
I love
what we
that.
see, yeah, I love that too. So let's say you, right.
That was, and see, like this picture you see right here, you're presenting. This is like your digital room. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you would present like your pictures on the wall and your NFTs and all that kind of stuff that you can create by yourself for yourself.
We already have a market of production companies that are producing these digital frames where you just insert with your USB stick, your digital wallet, you kind of transfer the NFT that you've bought from the blockchain, you transfer it to the frame, and so now finally blows up, right? And so you can have multiple NFTs showing up on that digital screen. You can animate them if they are GIFs. You can play songs with them. There are galleries all around the world. Here in Miami, we have, of course, Art Basel and the Bitcoin conference and the mining conference, and we see those screens all over with NFTs and digital art. And so you can go ahead then, scan with a QR code the art that is kind of displayed on the digital screen, and then from your digital wallet that you also have on your wallet on your phone, from your digital wallet you can transfer any currency that you have that matches the price of that offered NFT, and then that ownership, that certificate gets directly transferred into your digital wallet, and then in a matter of seconds, you can settle the acquisition of that piece of art without any middleman, without any auction houses, without any notary, any lawyers, anything like that. That thing that you have is absolutely unique, authentic, and validated ownership. Now you own it. If someone wants to have it, now he has to pay you. He can't crack it. There is no IP that he can copy. There is no way of getting into your wallet, right? There is no way of kind of copying your NFT because it's just yours. So if someone wants that digital piece of art now, he has to pay you.
This technology makes so many institutions and places obsolete where they took money from people.
Right.
Like you don't have this proof of ownership. You have to go somewhere and pay for the signature that you have ownership. I don't know how you call it in Germany. It's
You don't even know it in German. That's beautiful.
Well, wait. Doch, Patentamt, also
Yeah, to the patent.
Notar, der Notar,
Right. Yeah. Notar. You have
a
your
notar.
notary system.
Yeah,
Right.
see, when I buy a house here in Germany, I have to go to a notar, and he has to sign, and I got to pay for the signature that I'm the owner of this house. This is crazy. And all these actions will be obsolete because we don't need them no more. They're automatically via smart contracts or the blockchain.
Yes.
This is
I want to show. Absolutely.
revolutionized.
So we have real estate tokenization. That means that any apartment that you see in one of these skyscrapers, right, can be also minted on the blockchain. So I say this apartment here, this is, I don't know, it looks like, is this close to Central Park? I don't think so. Let's assume this is like 234 Central Park, right? 27th floor, Central Park view. I have the apartment on the left wing of the building. Now I can go to a real estate agency, pay their fees, their commission, their provision. They will talk to someone else who also opens up his hand and wants money. It's like a racket. This is an organized mafia. It's legalized mafia, right? Real estate, especially in the US, right? It's a crazy racket. Or you go to the blockchain, you see if there is the NFT available of this apartment here, and you settle it immediately. The fact is that in the moment you settle it, what gets created as a side product, right? When you pay with your cryptocurrency for the NFT that is the certificate of that apartment, the moment you pay for it, there is a smart contract that will be emitted, right? That will be created out of that. That smart contract basically is the legal procedure. That's the legal work, the paperwork that we do in reality. That, but it's issued automatically. That is your settlement. You have it in your digital wallet. The cryptocurrency goes out. You show your payment. You receive in your digital wallet the NFT, and the smart contract makes sure that this transaction is settled, and that happens in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that depends on which network you choose.
Yes, of course. Like always, it's slightly more complicated. But it's pretty much.
It's not complicated, but
no.
Once you see the speed of certain networks, you just said in seconds. Nobody will pay a cup of coffee with a Bitcoin, where a transaction takes like 45 minutes. I don't think anybody will do that. Okay, so you got to move your Bitcoin on a network where all this is quicker through gate hubs and all that kind of stuff. That's another subject, but
it's another episode.
Yes, but this NFT technology is really something new for everybody that is in any kind of way creative, in any kind of way, because you can create it for yourself and not anymore for a centralized identity that takes the biggest piece of your cake that you create. That's not right anymore. You want to have the cake of what you create. The fruits of your labor belong to you because it's your work, your content.
No, it is there. I've seen settlements happening literally in seconds. I've seen
what?
Absolutely no, because he said it's seconds is the promise of the technology. It's not quite there yet. Certain networks are slower. Ethereum is a bit slower, but there are networks like XRP. The XRP blockchain technology is insanely fast. It's insanely
3 to 5
fast.
seconds.
Yeah. It's
3
really
to 5
a matter of seconds. I've seen it myself. It's absolutely, and I didn't believe it in the beginning. When I started kind of dabbling with this new universe, I thought, yeah, sure, that's the promise. Let's see if they can hold up to that. And I would have been already like satisfied if it's just in a matter of minutes, but it's literally seconds, right?
Everybody can take out his phone right now and ask Google for the bridge currency of the world. And Google will tell you it's Ripple XRP, okay? It's just, there's no question no more. This is the network of the future. It's secured, fast. This is what they will use.
So
I mean,
here we have
like
another example how NFTs and right. No, go ahead.
No. Let's stick with the NFTs. Let's stick with the NFT. What is this Lofty page?
This is Lofty AI, right? So Lofty AI, you can download this to your smartphone. And now fractional real estate marketplace. Invest in rental properties without getting looked in or out. Mm-hmm.
This is like a mainstream page, right?
Right.
Where did you get this?
This is, you can find
that's
this
where everybody has to watch out what you do, which pages you connect to. This page, like, maybe could be a centralized page. You know, so you always gotta, whenever you act with this blockchain space, you always gotta watch out what you do.
No,
always
for sure.
Double check. Always
of
double
course.
check. Okay.
So what we got here? Let's see. This is 503 Colorado Street, Unit 4 in Lawrence. This is KS, Kansas. Okay. So here you buy fractionalized ownership through the NFT certificate. And this is distributed through blockchain, right? This is no, I send you an email or anything. This is decentralized blockchain. This is Algorand in this case, settling. That's another cryptocurrency. And
the good topic is fractionalized that you said. You can fractionalize and sell pieces.
So you can start. You can start with 50. You can buy $50 worth of this real estate. Projected annual return is 16.02%. The rental yield is gonna be 15. So you're gonna, you will see how much money you will make just by investing $50 without the need of owning the house, of owning the property. You're owning a fractionalized, just a fragment of that house, of that real estate. You can see it in here. Check everything that you need. You have the property management agreement, everything that you need to. What is the bedroom worth? What is all that worth? And then you just buy it here. That's everything you need to do. You can, of course, put in more dollars and have more return. That's like generating passive income through fractionalized ownership based on, the blockchain technology. Again, we can go back and check out some other properties here. Let's see this one. This is in Texas, in Austin.
Yeah, all of that is possible, man. That's amazing. I think it's just amazing that you can fractionalize your ownership and sell, percentage of this ownership.
Right.
Just think about Elon Musk would tokenize his new X page, and sell fractionalized parts of it. Everybody could participate, everybody. You don't have to go to a broker no more and
so
do a deal.
Instead of selling the whole house and saying, no, I need to sell my whole unit for this and that price and have just one buyer, I can also say, like the guy who sold his desktop with millions of pixels, right? And then you can just, click on the pixel and then it opens up and you see the advertising. You can say, I tokenize all, my square footage that I have of the house, and I issue 500, 1,000 different, NFTs, small parts of it. And then I sell all these small parts for a certain sum. And then, of course, you have AI, the algorithm calculating what
takes care of it.
takes care of it. And that's basically how it works.
And that's part of a smart contract, you know, what takes care of it then, the automatic system. And you are the one, like, there are people that know how to use ChatGPT and all these kind of things, AI, you know, that's how you create a smart contract. Just with AI, help of AI. You tell the AI what you want, and the AI creates the smart contract for you.
That's
So
pretty amazing.
That's amazing.
That's
You don't
pretty fucking
need,
amazing.
you know, you can be your own boss, your own bank. Everything that happens from then is for you. You're working only for you, not anymore for somebody else that devalues your currency. That's the important thing I see.
How does this work with finance? How can I lend money to someone else?
There are certain tools like the automated market maker or farming, where you provide liquidity and then you earn passive income.
So that means that if I, own a certain amount of a cryptocurrency, and in the near future I don't need the whole amount for myself, I can set up a pool, or I can lend out part of my cryptocurrency to someone else, or
Yes.
I
No.
can, or I.
No.
Mhm.
You don't lend it out to somebody else. You provide it for the decentralized market, so the market always can function. Okay. And because you provide liquidity for the market, you earn. And it does not matter if the market moves positive or negative. The arbitrage that usually a third party earns, you know, that's normal. The arbitrage of a deal normally earns a third party, a centralized party. And in this fact, when you provide liquidity to a decentralized market so it can work 24/7, you earn the passive income. It's like you're planting little trees outside in your own garden. And over time, these trees will grow dollar bills. Passive,
So
by doing nothing. You earn money while you're sleeping.
That's the famous passive income people talking about, right? Because
That's what everybody wants.
Right. You can also stake your cryptocurrency. You can put it into a delegation system that will use it to lend it to someone else, or that just uses the cryptocurrency to stabilize the network. And as a result of giving the network more stability, you receive a passive income yield every week, every month, every day, because you are helping the network to be more safe and to grow. So instead of putting it into a bank and the bank lends it out to someone else and speculate with the money and then crashes the bank and then you don't have money anymore, here you're putting it into a delegator that delegates the energy units, called the cryptocurrencies, to other nodes in order to stabilize the network, not to speculate with it on its own terms. It's a stabilization. So the more people come, the more stable it will, the more value it will appreciate. And then therefore the surplus of value that has been created from the moment you delegated the cryptocurrency to the moment you receive it, that surplus value gets distributed to all of the people who did so, who staked their cryptocurrency, who sent their cryptocurrency tokens to the delegators, and therefore you will appreciate, you will receive a yield, you will receive interest rates on those staked coins. I know, guys, this is quite a lot. This is not something that we just, since it's it's a huge new area, right? We have NFTs, we have fractionalized ownership, we have tokenized real estate, tokenized real world assets, RWAs. And by the way, BlackRock is entering the game. We have also the regular currencies, the bridge currencies. What is a bridge currency? It means that nowadays, what banks are doing when they're sending money, this is a pretty crazy process. I don't know if you are aware of the fact how ludicrous and how, how dangerous also our way of, hey, Sanya, thank you for stopping by. I haven't seen you in a while on the channel. Thank you so much. This is great having you here. Yeah. Of course. I mean, you're calculating, you're speculating, you're trying to get the right point, when you're unstaking, because the moment you stake it or you send it to a delegator, you don't have direct access to it. So you have to unstake it, right? You have to kind of call the delegator or just basically just push the button, and the delegator will then free your cryptocurrency and send it back to you, and then you can sell it, right? So sometimes we stake our cryptocurrency, right, for a longer period of time because we might not use it, or we are going through bear market cycles that are low, right, where it's, the currencies are at the bottom of their value, so you don't need them, you don't want to sell them. Maybe you bought them for a higher price, maybe you want to have, you want to make more money out of it, so you just wait. And that waiting time, instead of just leaving it on your bank account like we would do today, or give it into a portfolio, but again, there you have to pay interest rates and blah 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 blah. You just send it to the delegators. So you immediately create yield for it, and then of course you have sometimes different periods of staking and unstaking. I'm super glad you made it finally, and I think you're in again, right? Yes. Something
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah. And so then you kind of calculate the cycle, and then you unstake it, and then it gets back to you, and then you can sell it when the price is high.
Well, I just heard that about the staking, and that once you stake it, the value is like kind of frozen out of your wallet or your ledger, whatever you have. Hardware wallet or software wallet, cold wallet, hot wallet, depends. But there are certain networks like the XRP we talked about. You can do soft staking. So that means the value of your staked amount still stays in your wallet, and it's not like it's frozen. So there are technology evolving over things that existed like a year or two ago. Okay, so if people do not learn about these things, they're still using the old stuff. But there's already something like soft staking that's a lot better.
That's a super point that you're making. If I go to Merrill Lynch and I put my money into a portfolio to invest it in the S&P 500, my money is gone. It's not there, right? I have
It's
to
not
call
gone,
it.
but
Yes.
there's no access until you.
There's no exactly. That's a good point.
Until I end this lockup, okay. But with the soft staking, I always will have access. That's the difference.
Yeah. You will never lose access to your assets.
Yes, and that's actually what you want in this space.
And also in the future of we talked about art, we talked about real estate, we talked about fractionalized ownerships and all that. Another, of course, very important point, I mean, they are called cryptocurrencies for a reason. Now, this might not interest all the artists out there, but just realize how important it is. Like a currency is nothing else than a value of belief, right? If I believe that this is, that this currency has a certain value, and if all believe it and they agree upon it, then like gold, what is gold? It's a belief. It's a belief of value. Why has gold that value? Who established a certain value? Because it's scarce? or because there's just so much of it present in our mountains and our soil. I mean, it's impossible to assess how much gold this planet possesses. I mean, we are producing gold for at least 250,000 years. The oldest gold mine that has ever been found in South Africa is in it's 250,000 years old. So there's a lot of gold here. So who actually arbitrarily kind of establishes what has value and what not? It's a belief, right? It's a belief that it comes through society, through the systems, through industry and all that. Now,
good topic,
if I
actually.
send my money from the US to Europe, belief is everything, right? Energy is belief, and belief is energy.
About
now, if I send my value,
sorry.
I transfer. Let's say I want to transfer my money from here to there, right? What my bank does, it calls the other bank through a system called SWIFT, right? The SWIFT system. And SWIFT is a messaging program. So my bank messages through SWIFT the other bank, hey, the coach is about to send a certain energy package to you about this value, right? It's a low data message, right? And it takes a time to arrive at the other bank. The other bank processes that information and says, yeah, all right, yep, let's do it. Now, the thing is this, there is no plane taking off from Miami, picking my money up, and then kind of, sending it and then flying over to Germany from the port,
and that would be actually the fastest way. That would be the fastest way to transfer money with a plane. It's faster than SWIFT. When you think about it. But yes,
exactly. It's actually crazy.
Go on, please.
But in order, no, absolutely. But in order for the other bank to, if I want to transfer my money to you over there in Germany, the other bank needs that money, right? Because the money is not just, appearing on their screen. They need that money. So there is something called the nostro vostro accounts. That means there are certain accounts of banks that they hold on both sides of the ocean with money for these transactions. Now, sometimes in nostro vostro accounts, they are, of course, they're going through oscillations as well. Sometimes they're more drained, sometimes they're more full, sometimes the transaction can take longer. Sometimes these bank accounts need also administration and maintenance and functions and all that. So our system of sending money is actually very old and very ludicrous. And now we have stocks.
Can I say something more quick?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
All of this is mostly hidden for the end consumer. It's hidden. Yes. All these transactions. We cannot see this. But now with the blockchain coming, all of this will be transparent for everybody. And this is very important. Okay.
Also because if I sell my absolutely. If I want to sell my art online today, right? Someone needs to send me a Zelle or a PayPal or anything. Again, we're needing, someone who communicates from one end to the other that money is coming and they need to free that money and to send it into my account. So you see, there are many points of reference that need to kind of be checked out, many reference markers, many like signal positions that need to kind of, there is a certain route that needs to kind of, that needs to be taken in order for the money finally to arrive. With blockchain, all that goes away. I just send my digital value from one place to the other in a matter of seconds, period. I don't need another account to settle. I don't need a pre-messaging system. I don't need to go through. Yeah.
You just said it. I mean, tokenized value in seconds. That's 100% right. I can tokenize gold and send it. I mean, it's hard to, transport gold.
This is interesting what Pat is saying. It's very, very heavy, right? In a way, the messaging system is a little bit like the equivalent of an NFT. It is a certificate that money is coming. It's adverting, it's alarming the bank and it's telling them, hey, XYZ is sending XYZ amount of money. Just make sure that our Nostro Vostro accounts have that money disposable, and then transfer it to that account, right? So that's a certificate. Yes, it kind of has a very similar function, right? Only the thing is, you're not issuing it. It's SWIFT. Again, there is a centralized governance that does that. You don't have any control over SWIFT. You don't know who SWIFT is, with whom SWIFT is collaborating. And if they want to lose that message, if they want to make sure that this message never arrives, it will never arrive. This is why, Justin Trudeau up there in Canada could freeze the accounts of the truckers, because he was just calling up his friends at SWIFT and saying, hey, these truckers, they want to protest against my measures, and so therefore let's take the money away from them. And so SWIFT goes by and says, yeah, sure, let's fuck democracy. Let's rip these idiots off, right? Let's freeze their bank accounts, and you have no control over your own money, the fruits of your labor, which is absolutely insane, right? Here, you are SWIFT. You are SWIFT. You are the messaging system, the program, and the sender at the same time. You don't have to worry about any governance taking control, seeing what you're doing, or intermingling with that transaction.
You're the boss.
Yes. You are the boss. You are the boss. That's why, what was the problem for artists in the past? That artists, we're super creative. Beautiful. Yeah, but who organizes my stuff? A production company, a record label, a band, right? Governance system, centralized governance system.
Somebody that's famous already.
So you always... Exactly. You need to go to iTunes, to Spotify, to someone who already has an established name. And of course, an established name wants money for admitting you into their system, which in a way also makes sense, right? Of course, legitimately so. They created something. You want to be part of Amazon. You want to sell your products through an Amazon window. Of course, Amazon asks money from you because they've created this incredible system. And
that's the point.
They also govern this system. That's the point.
That's
now,
the point right here.
In the blockchain world, you don't go nowhere. You don't need to offer your art and beg for acceptance and then pay them even a fee after you created, after you experienced, after you accumulated, after you refined, after you refurbished your art. You still have to pay a governance system that is no artist at all to kind of distribute your art. And guess what? In the beginning, since you are little, since you are an unknown artist, since you are an emerging artist, they won't even give you a good spot, right? They will, place you somewhere where you kind of, catch dust for the next 2 years. Let's see how this little artist go. So they interfere actively with the distribution of your products, of your art, making it almost impossible for you to take off with your career. In the blockchain world, it is an instant sell. It is an instant appearance on a global scale that arrives to everyone. There is no one putting you to side in a slower slot or in a lower realm of distribution. It's immediately there, possible to be perceived by everyone, everywhere, all at once, at the same time.
There's nobody that can send you in a lower state of consciousness that tell you if you want to be famous, you got to do this and that, like it is in, or like it was in the Hollywood and music industry. And I mean, all this is dying. Okay, you can see Hollywood. They all, in order to be famous, they sold their soul. And
they sold their soul, to the governance system of Hollywood.
Yes.
Because they have no other access to distributing their art. They don't.
Yes.
They still have to go to Sony. They still have to go to the Rothschilds, to Capitol Records,
to
Warner Brothers, to someone who has the grace of accepting them and their, in their famous distribution system.
That's what I wanted to say. Correct. Thanks.
Oh, that's good. You're welcome. No, you see, I think we're making more and more the point here. So whether it's finance, whether it's art, whether it's real estate, whether it's communication itself, we're talking about a decentralized system that makes it impossible to be spied on, to be controlled, to be manipulated. I mean, yeah, there are ways of controlling currencies even in the crypto space, of course. Buying, selling, pressure, all that. But that is just the financial, right?
First of all, it's not about the money.
Go ahead, please.
It's not about the money in this case.
Exactly.
It's about the possibilities and the opportunities that these tools of blockchain technology offers to the creative community that they can use. And then it's on us if we either use it or not, you know? That's what I'm talking about all this time. It's not about money. It's about the technology and the possibilities.
Yes.
So.
And I think the fascinating part of this, like you said, this is truly a creative community. Blockchain is truly a creative community.
Yes. And
when did you create your Telegram chat? When did you start to kind of build your community? When did that happen and why?
Well, I mean, I learned about all this 4 years ago, and I started in a regular Telegram group, and I was talking about certain stuff, you know, that a lot of people in this big group didn't care about. You know, all they cared about was money and, you know, get rich tomorrow. When do I have my Lamborghini and all that kind of stuff? And I was talking about different stuff, decentralization,
Sure.
and then somebody just said, "Hey, get out of here, open your own group." And then I say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to do that." Well, and then I did that, and I helped people, you know, how to self-custody their digital assets, how to use their digital assets in order to create a kind of passive income. Even though maybe today, at the moment, the price of a certain asset has right now, my passive income is in cents. But when I look forward and I can see where the asset is going, and I see my passive income, I get hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. I see that, and I look forward to where the price will be because of the use case of what I have. This will be thousands I get daily just by, you know, having these assets or NFTs. I'm receiving passive income. I'm planting trees in my garden today that will create passive income tomorrow.
Is it
how much easier can it get?
No, Pat, rightfully so, says, you know, transparency, double-edged sword, though, of course. Do you think the same?
It's a level
how
playing
do you feel
field.
about that?
This is what the level playing field is being created for us. The power goes back to the people, and that's what Trump also wants, okay? Power back
and funny
to the
enough, that centimeter that missed, that centimeter that decided over the life and death of Donald Trump, right? The moment that bullet just, you know, kind of clipped him and didn't hit him, that moment is the moment when crypto started pumping again.
Yep. And that was the moment they announced the silver squeeze, yeah. That was exactly the
By the
moment
way,
they announced the
NFT
squeeze.
Pat, I mean, it's simple. You have a currency, you have a certificate, and you have a transaction system, right? They're all in the same ecosystem. They're all in the same environment. They just have different functions, right? So the
Okay,
certificate
I think
stands for something that you create or buy.
Pet, you probably working on the ERC20 system, Ethereum.
What is the
I took
ERC20? Right.
Yes, ERC20 is the first smart contract system ever. Okay, the Bitcoin network cannot present smart contracts. Ethereum is the first network that presented smart contracts, and that's why they were capable of saying our gas fees are extreme high. If you want to deal with this, you got to pay this gas fee. But now there are networks coming that created smart contracts where you pay a fraction of a penny of gas fees, you know, and people will notice it and they will switch networks tomorrow. They will move their assets on cheaper networks where the transactions are less, the fees. It's like normal. 1 + 1 is 2.
That's true. It's fascinating that this thing called Bitcoin, right? Just to kind of put this into perspective. So for thousands of years, literally thousands of years, we've been extracting out of our, soil, out of our ground, we've been extracting silver and gold. And they had a certain, value over time. And we know exactly that 2 of the most popular presidents of the United States have been killed because they wanted to return to the silver and gold standard. That means that the US dollar was packed just by that.
More than
that
2.
There was no, more than 2. More than 2, right? Assassination attempts and all that. Now, imagine that in just 15 years from its inception in 2008, Bitcoin a couple of days ago surpassed the total market evaluation of silver. Now it fell below it again, but it will raise over it again. So in only 15 years, Bitcoin has achieved what thousands of years. Yeah, for a couple of days it was like this, and it will go back to that. Why? I will explain that. Bitcoin in itself will be at a certain point like an obsolete product, right? There will be no Bitcoin more available, and it's going to be just some sort of a hyper store of value for banks and portfolios in countries like El Salvador. So Bitcoin is going to lose that personal relation, right? It's going to be like some sort of like almost like a church, like a building, more than an actual asset. But inside of that church, we will have, of course, the gathering of all these other assets and all these other cryptocurrencies. It just, what I was trying to say with that is that the trust of the people that are, part of this new movement, us, people here in the chat, all over the globe, made Bitcoin a digital asset because we said that value is belief and belief is value.
Yes,
now,
and there you're saying
gold,
a very
if you
important
go,
subject. Sorry, I gotta.
No, it's okay.
I gotta
Go
say
ahead.
something. This NFT technology, okay, that makes this trust system
Right.
it makes it trustless. A trustless system because of the NFT technology, because of the proof of ownership. There's no centralized identity that has to prove the ownership of something. It is a trustless system.
And that's the beauty of it. That's what I meant. So exactly, it's that because we talked about it, how do we know what gold is worth? We attribute a certain amount of money to 1 ounce of gold because we believe in gold. So, and for thousands of years, that belief was instilled in silver and gold as well. Now, in 15 years, the belief in this new digital way of, doing transactions has surpassed the belief of gold and silver. Even though gold and silver belongs to the very, to the building block of society. You can find gold in churches and everywhere, in computers, silver, the same thing. It's visible, it's tangible, it's physical, it's there. And nonetheless, the belief now in this new digital technology is higher than the belief of the stuff that is physical. So we are already transitioning from the physical into the metaphysical. And the catalyst for that has always been, of course, the value that we can get out of it. If there is no value for us in it, we won't do it. But again, value is belief. So there is a cycle there that is absolutely crazy. And this is why all governors, all the governments of this world are afraid of this crypto thing. They're afraid of NFTs. They're afraid of Bitcoin. They're afraid of distributed ledger technology because they see that people believe more in this than anything that it's physical. So their dollar bills that they kind of, Drake that comes into the club with this plastic box, right, with all these dollars in there, it's less worth than a USB stick with an NFT nowadays. Because the belief of the NFT, of the creative act that you can distribute all around the world for yourself, is more important than all the money that all central banks can create with the super important signature from any corrupt politician. Because the system doesn't believe in the system anymore. Sure.
You're correct with what you just said. That's what brings me to my point. Remember 2021 or when it was? That's where they presented us the NFTs. The Bored Apes that were transacted by celebrities for millions of dollars, and that was just there to create the narrative, to create what the fuck? How can a monkey be worth that much, This is stupid. NFT, the
I agree.
stupid thing. So I don't look more into it, but there is so much more to an NFT than a Bored Ape. So, yeah.
Of course. No, absolutely. I think they started this, with the celebrities, and the celebrities scammed us, right? The Snoops of this planet, the Snoop Doggy Dogs, and all these. They scammed us, right? They minted some NFTs. They told us, "Oh, this is a new thing." It was presented in Art Basel, Miami, and for a couple of months they were worth millions. People bought them, and then afterwards, of course, bye bye.
But also here are good players trapped in a bad system. Okay, I'm not saying that everybody is. I mean, a lot of people are working a job every day and serving a system that is not for the people. They don't even know it. They just, and that's, I think, everything is connected. And that's an important thing to understand when you go into the space. You kind of wake up. That's what happened to me. Before I went into this space, I was just, verified identity.
The thing is here, there is a difference between culture and civilization. And therefore, there's a difference between property and ownership.
Yes.
Property is a very elusive term. Oh, this is your property. Oh, come in. And by the way, give us the money so we can sell your property. So it's not my property. So whose property is it? But if you have ownership, so the word ship, relationship, ownership, So that means that the transaction of cargo of one information package from one end to the other belongs to you because you control the process. And this is pretty much what blockchain is. You create different blocks, they're stacked together. This is why it's called a chain. It's the blockchain and an NFT.
That proves
and
the
now
ownership.
you ship. That proves the ownership. Right?
The
This is
digital
your
number.
ownership. It's
the digital number that you create by minting an NFT is proof of ownership. So that means if you have two people that say, I have an original Michelangelo picture here, you know, one has the original and one has the fake one. If you switch those, you can't tell which one is the original. But with this technology, the digital number proves the ownership. So it proves the real one. You know what I mean? Or was that complicated now?
What's so exciting about this, and this is all. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
I hear you. I'm here.
Yeah. So what's so exciting? Okay, what's so exciting about this, and this is also the problem that the governments of this planet, World Economic Forum, right, Chamber of Commerce, Trilateral Commission, and all these other beautiful people that are coming together to kind of, you know, tell us how we need to live. This is the thing. Blockchain technology enables us to reappropriate ownership over our intellectual property. Now that means that we're right. So we're shifting back from civilization, which is rules, dogmas, logic. It's left hemisphere of your brain. It's Trudeau phrasing your assets, all that stuff, right? Without any type of
future.
We're going back to culture.
Yeah.
We're transitioning back to ownership. We're transitioning back to identifying ourselves. We're shifting back to holistic systems.
Sovereignty.
To sovereignty that is based on a circular distribution. Distributed ledger technology means we're distributing circularly, not in an authoritarian vertical way, but circularly, where everyone has the same part. There is no you're bigger, you're smaller. It's
the
everybody
level
takes
playing field.
Yes, everybody is validating the network. Everybody who's in is supporting the ambience. There is not someone who's dictating the law and someone who has to follow the law. Nothing like that. And this is why the system hates us so much.
And that's why the people need to understand this. I mean, people that go in this space first, they look at the money. They want to get rich tomorrow. But this is not what blockchain and this is about, okay? You need to see the possibilities and the opportunities, the tools that everybody open source can use in order to get its own sovereignty back, you know, instead of taking that what the government gives me, the solution, and I go back on this monopoly field. No, I don't want to go
on sovereignty. I'm not a sovereign
I don't
being.
want to go.
If I
don't want to go on that.
Right.
I want to, you know, be self-custody and sovereign, my own bank, and take care of my own finance, take care of my ownership and everything. I don't need nobody that regulates or distributes my wealth. I can do that by myself. And that's what this tech brings us, the possibility and opportunity to do this. And that's why it's so important to learn the game now.
Now, I want to show you something really quick. Now, talking about artists, right? The top 10 NFT artists on this planet. Also, here we have the first one is Beeple, right? And so also known as Mike Winkelmann. Beeple is now the third most valuable living artist after selling an NFT collage for a record-smashing $69 million. The historical sale brokered through Christie in a first of the kind of the famed auctioneer, whipped up a frenzy of interest for NFTs in the broader sphere of cryptocurrencies. Now, the Charleston native had previously set an NFT art world record after selling 582 grand worth of cryptocurrency art in 5 minutes. People's 1.7 strong social media following results from him sharing animations and illustrations every single day over the last 13 years. You may even be familiar with some of his creations. The digital artist has developed concept visuals and Flying Lotus videos for renowned rap performers Eminem and Nicki Minaj. Let's explore this collection. That means that now you have the possibility to get access to a marketplace where your sovereign property, through the ownership that is certified by the blockchain, by the NFT, gets transferred to whoever, whenever, wherever, in a matter of seconds. I don't need a gallery. I don't need an access to an auction area house. They are coming to me and asking me to distribute now. It's not me praying them to have access to their golden halls of elitarian, access. And in order to do so, I also have to give away my ass and my dignity. No, they have now to give away their ass and their dignity in order to satisfy the needs of the market that is looking for more identity, because we are living in an identity crisis. We have forgotten our past, and this is also the reason why we're doing such shows like Three Sages in a Time Machine, because we have to look into our past in order to understand our present, to control our future operations. But not only
Steve
have
Jobs
we forgotten
said
our
that.
past,
You got to go back
really?
in time
I didn't know that.
in order to connect the dots. You got to go back in time.
This is probably also to connect the dots. Yes, that's really good.
You have to.
And this is also probably answering Pat's question. I'm sorry. Now you see here this Spectrum Pepe NFT costs 0.03 ETH, right? So a couple of $100, basically.
Yes, and you know what? This is, you're bringing up this example, okay? Now, on this marketplace, I have to pay with Ethereum, and
this is OpenSea.
It's right. OpenSea. It's a
that's his wallet,
ERC20 network. It's Ethereum, ETH. Every transaction hurts. So that means whenever I transact anything on this network, the gas fees will eat me up. So, like I said, if I am able to buy a big car without thinking about it, I don't care about what the gas price is. But for small artists or new, creative communities, this is unaffordable. And they need networks. Like I said, there are networks where you can mint and create the first year complete transaction free. This is very important. The adoption, that brings adoption, not a network where I pay much gas fees for somebody else, instead of working the first year I can create for free. Look it up. Type in Luxo.io and show us.
Okay.
LUKSO.io.
Right. I got a couple of tabs open. That's why it's a bit slow right now. Yeah, I got it. Wait a sec.
We're good. Well, this is
good. The new creative economy. I like that.
Yes, this is what we want. What we want to look at. Okay, this is the blockchain I spoke about. The first year is transaction free. You built complete transaction free. Everything you create and mint on the blockchain is free. transaction free. The
Can I
cost any
mint
fees.
an episode of Open Class Doodles on here?
Yes, yes, you can. You create a universal profile, a universal page. I sent you a link once of the universal page.
Mm-hmm.
That is your decentralized universal like room, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's what you present for it's your brand. That's where you create your own brand. This is the blockchain where you want to do this, okay? This is for new creative communities. The adoption will be massive because the first year is free building. And there are already big brands on there, Nike, Dolce and Gabbana,
Right.
and
Let's
so
see
on.
here.
Yeah.
So we have this universal profile on the Luxo. So Shoes 53045 is a multiverse next-gen unisex vegan footwear brand designed in Paris by footwear legend David Tournier,
There's a lot
ex-Margiela and co-designer iconic Balenciaga Triple S, and based in LA. Known for its futuristic style with bubble air soles and deep connection to emerging digital culture, Shoes 53045 is the first emerging direct-to-consumer sneaker brand to be a player in the metaverse. So it means that you buy a sneaker, and that sneaker that you will wear physically in the
yes.
so-called real world,
Correct.
my friend, you will also have a digital copy that you can use in the metaverse.
But you got to
And if you want, you can also sell it in the metaverse. Yes.
You got to expand your mind going through here, okay? There's a lot more than shoes. There are clothes. There's skins and all kinds of shit. It doesn't stop, okay? This is so crazy. And
everything
like
will
I
be
said,
here.
You create your profile, okay? Then you get a unique number and combination, number and letter combination that is unique. You choose a unique symbol for your profile, okay? That will be unique. It will never be the same block as your block presented. This is unique. You create this, and then you have access to tools like AI to create your own smart contracts, to create your own page, to create your own digital room, your own brand. It helps you. All the tools are there. Just got to use it. I'm very sad.
That's beautiful what you just said.
I'm very sad that influencer on YouTube, they don't talk about this. All they talk about is money. And they talk about centralized exchanges and referral codes and all those MFs need to be exposed.
Pat is asking, I thought that Bitcoin couldn't have NFTs because there isn't a burn function.
He's right. He's right. No, he's right. Bitcoin, the network itself, cannot present smart contracts or NFTs. They need the help of other blockchains like Algorand,
right?
That helps them to prevent other options. But in the first place,
through ordinals, you theoretically have,
But it's not Bitcoin, the network itself. That's what you have to understand, okay? Bitcoin, the network itself, the code is fixed. It cannot be optimized. The code is written, it's closed, it's done. No changes.
So here possible. You can see the boot, of course, 3D, right? As much as you like. You can zoom in, bada boom, bada bum. And this collectible NFT from the digital native sneaker brand Shoes 53045 includes a 3D unisex pair of shoes suitable for the IMVU metaverse, powered by MetaJuice, a futuristic sneaker boot inspired by technological Yes, by Technical Motocross footwear with a triple-decker bubble air heel. Sype Air Thunder features a thundering superpower effect. This NFT, this certificate, this NFT here, includes a 3D asset, a USDZ file, 2D collectible assets, pings, a link to Snapchat, and a 3D unisex pair of shoes suitable for the IMBU metaverse powered by MetaJuice. By purchasing the NFT, you agree to abide by the IMBU NFT terms of service.
Okay, can I say something?
Of course, you are the guest of this episode. You're almost allowed to say anything. No, you can say anything.
The founder of this blockchain, LORENZO, okay, for the creative economy, is the creator of the ERC20 standard.
Fabian Vogelsteller?
Vogelsteller, yes.
No.
He left Ethereum in 2017 and created his own thing because he knew it can be more decentralized and it can be better. But they didn't want to give him the granted. They didn't want to give him this. So he said, F you, and left, you know. And Charles Hoskinson also did that. And Jed McKellips. And one more, the founder of Matic then. So we have Luxo, we have Cardano, and XLM Stellar, and Matic. Those are the four.
Matic.
Those are the four that left Ethereum and did their own thing. And after that,
it's good they did.
Ethereum had no more big heads in their tech. Okay, only students. So
you're saying that if you register, if you create your universal profile on Luxo, this is Fabian, by the way, Vogelsteller. If you create that, that means you have basically, it's like a blockchain ID, right? You don't need to re-enter always passwords to enter. It's like, this is your ID. You can get access to anything you want. And this is how basically your identity is proved.
Yes, watch. I have a very short video, okay, of Fabian.
Load it up, man. Load it up, sure.
Right. No, I send it to you. You need to load it up because I cannot load it up with my knowledge of computers. Wait, 1 second.
Send it to where do you send it? Where do you send it?
Telegram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 second. I need to look for it. I got it.
I think I know which interview you mean. Yeah.
Right here, I got it. I sent it to you. And you present.
Why don't you just But if you have it on the desktop, on your desktop, if you look into here, down here, you have this. Well, okay. Have it. Oh, okay.
I just put it in the chat, or what?
You put it down here. Yes, put it in the chat, in our private chat. Here we go.
Did that work?
Yes, sir. Of course. That's how easy technology is, my friend.
It's a very short video, okay? But that's what I was trying to tell you all the way. What he says in his short terms.
Let me see where. Here we got it. Let me just play this back.
Creators and brands to adopt universal profiles. Actually, the point is, if we want to have this, new economy where new creative players, like either brands or existing or even complete new brands and players, come in and create assets and do things, where would you go, right? You could go to one of the existing platforms that are more or less centralized. But what you want to have is you want to have the ownership and the control of those profiles that issue those things 100% with yourself.
Ownership.
So given the fact that the Luxor network itself is highly decentralized, and we have the ability through our consensus or through the Casper consensus that we are using to go to thousands of validators, tens of thousands of validators, you have a very decentralized infrastructure. So if you now create profiles on that can issue assets and do all kinds of things, you're in charge. There's nobody else owning these profiles. It's not like, you have a profile with Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. You are 100% in control. And then it's up to the ecosystem, to the startups, to the people who build marketplaces and applications and all of these experiences to make these things, fun to use and to interact with them. And because it's all open source, all compatible, all standardized, all interactable, that will probably happen very fast. So what's your benefit? You own your things. And then depending on how the ecosystem evolves, you have a part to play in that.
Pretty clear, right?
That was very important words, actually. And you can hear he's not American.
Yeah, he's German or
he's
or
a
Austrian?
German. He's German.
He's a German, right? Yeah.
He's German, and
German and Austrian is basically the same.
The main facility of Luxo is in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And he has that typical geeky genius vibe around his head, right? This.
Yes.
So he's basically telling us you have a universal profile, you create something that is attached to universal profile, you have ownership and sovereignty over your intellectual property. And so if someone wants a piece of that, he has direct access to you at any time during the day.
Without any other interaction with a bank or a tax office. Very important. And nobody can track this because you're just a number and there's no name dedicated to that number. It's just the email address. So it's decentralized. Everything is connected, but it's decentralized. There's no centralized identity that profits off of your content.
Now, again, you might say, hey, if I run a fashion show online and people want to buy the stuff, they can do this already today. So what is the difference to a blockchain technology here?
Well, look at it this way. How many streams do you know where during the streams, the people do donations? They donate like $10 and
right.
$50, okay? Because
right.
And those donations, they don't directly go to your wallet. They first go to YouTube, and YouTube takes the part of the share and gives you the rest. But in this case, when you have a universal profile, your own digital room, your own economy that you present for your fans, that just open a link and they're there. They can donate direct to your address. And there's nobody that can take a piece of the cake of your content. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
That's very important to understand. I think it is.
No,
for somebody that's creative and
you don't
provides
need
content.
Right. You don't need a medium. You don't need a centralized governance that, first takes what is actually yours and then chooses how much it wants to fractionalize that and kind of give you just the smallest piece because of fees, because of anything else, right?
I don't need no Eminem, no Dr. Dre no more to present me to the majority. No, I can do it for myself, To get fame, nowadays you have to know somebody famous.
Very, very fascinating point you're bringing up there.
Isn't it true
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
today when you want to present something, you won't have to know somebody that gets you in the space.
And here, you don't need any famous person.
You just got to
It's-
create good content, and people will notice, and people will follow.
But and again, people are still, I think, also maybe struggling with this concept because we are raised in this mechanical world where we study, then we get grades for the stuff that we repeat while we studied that will then allow us to get access to another institution that will tell us again what we need to do in order to climb up the ladder of access, and then at the end, sometimes, somehow, somewhere, we will receive our rewards from that. And so we are always in this parasitical type of existence, trapped in the cycle of validation, give me validation, give me immediate validation. We are always guests in someone else's elitarian circles. Here,
Good point.
we are the true creator of our own circle. This is like every blockchain member, every universal profile holder, every issuer of NFTs is in itself its own universe. You don't need validation from anyone else, from outside sources, from a higher hierarchy, or from any other sort of authority. So every blockchain in itself has its own space. It holds its own universe, its own rules. It's like a subreddit, if you want to call it so. Everyone runs his own subreddit.
Everybody should do his own research on every blockchain based on fees and possibilities and which view the blockchain has. I mean, there are blockchains that working with big tech and all these control institutions that, for me, I see they're looking in the wrong direction. I'm looking in the free direction, where I can. There's a big perspective to look at when you invest in blockchain, and you always got to look at the view, what I want for myself. If I'm looking for money, okay, but in this kind of,
aren't we all looking for identity in the end? Aren't we all looking for acknowledgement?
For our creative community
Freedom?
that we can present. Yeah, freedom. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. We want to, in the future, present our content for ourselves and not for a third party anymore. Like it is. There's always somebody
Frau
that...
Deutsch schreiben. We will answer in English, though.
Lilly. Guten Abend, dass du noch wach bist.
Guten Abend. Schön, dass du da bist, Lilly. Klar, kannst du auch auf Deutsch schreiben. No, but it's true what you're saying. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
it is. I mean, people have to see this, and what I told you about the Luxo blockchain. Okay, that's where the adoption will come from, because the first year of content creation is transaction free. Okay. There's no other blockchain I know that provides this possibility for new creative content creators. There isn't. And that's what tells me will bring most adoption. And like I said, users will give value to the network and not any kind of, fiat monopoly money price.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just the way I see it.
Well, man, that has been one fascinating ride tonight, I have to say. And there is so much more to explore and to tell. And I think we just opened. I just think we turned the key. We didn't even, like really open the door today. We just turned the key in the key lock.
The engine didn't start yet.
The engine didn't start yet. That's a good way to put it. And I would love for you to come over on many other occasions as well to explore this incredible, fascinating universe that is about to, evolve, right, and to grow in front of our eyes, and to kind of explain our creative community, the other facets and all the other branches, because there's so much more to know, so much more that we can do, so much more to interact also, and to kind of gain ownership, reappropriate.
There's very much, but the important thing is to start exploring with it. Do not have this kind of block in front of your head and say, oh my God, it's way too complicated, I can't do it. Just do it.
You have to start. You have to start.
There is no such thing of
you can't be great from the start, but you have to start in order to be great.
Yeah, you can't grow when you do not fail.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I mean, Luxo.io is for everybody free the first year. Just explore, find out, and for everybody that's kind of creative, this is a perfect way to start, I think. Because on Ethereum, what Pat talked about, man, that is for new creative people, it's unaffordable. It is unaffordable.
Yeah, I think it's a very expensive and elitarian way, and we know exactly why it's programmed. We also we definitely gonna dive into the conspiracy rabbit hole of some blockchain stories. Not today though, because that would take away way too much time and focus from the beautiful topic. But what Pat said here is really nice. This was great. I needed to throw out what rattles around my brain to figure out the random bits of information in my head. Bits. Did you get that? Bits as in computer code. Bits. You get it? Yes, we get it, man. We get it. That was really good. Thank you, Pat, for joining. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Patrick, Zach, Sonia. Thank you so much for coming out. Zach, Osiris was here as well.
Coach, will there be a following show of this?
Yeah, for sure. If our
audience,
we have
just touched,
like I said,
a piece.
We just touched. Yeah, we just touched a piece. Oh, you touched my piece. No, but yeah, for sure. If the creative community likes us to continue on this crazy path of exploring the infinite possibilities of the blockchain technology and Web3 space and what it can give to us in terms of, power over our property, our own
NFT is more than an ape.
Yes. Absolutely. If you guys like our value proposition today, smash the like button and come back next Monday to next and then we're gonna just continue with this beautiful. We
can do a like Q&A.
Yeah, definitely, guys. If you like to buckle up for this ride, just come back with questions. If you have something specific in mind, we try to answer them to our best knowledge and try to give you as much value as possible. We will have the NFT Phantom, Nobody You Know, joining us next Monday probably as well. In the meantime, I just want to say thank you. There are so many YouTube channels out there, and you're here talking, celebrating, exploring, questioning, answering, making fun. And it's great. It's a pleasure, and we definitely try to offer you a little bit of a niche program here, compared to all the other outlets and sources and channels out there. We try to kind of give you different perspective on things. You know by now that Monday is our future day, Tuesday is our history day, Thursday is our current state of the union day. So we try to give you these three aspects of time, of how we perceive ourselves, identity, and how we stand, how we position ourselves in this new universe, in this digital age, in this online revolution world that we're living in, and how we can take the most out of it while, you know, still be an active member of a creative community. So therefore our approach is slightly different. We try to be as constructive as possible. We try to be as circular as possible, and kind of involve all these people with these fascinating ideas like nobody, and, you know, just expanding our horizon. There is no
Ted is
shortage
right
of,
what he said right here in his comment.
yeah, there's
That
no
there's
shortage
no
of charts about
charts, but
not much
there
content of
is,
sector, but
you know, what's possible.
yes, we
Everybody's
try to
talking
give you
about
that.
money. Everybody's talking
Yeah.
about money and get
That's
rich
just
tomorrow.
0.0001% of reality. It's just a matter, right? Matter is just, it's the last particle of the atom that really matters. You see what I did there, Pat? No, but seriously, it's just the last fraction. It's there, it's important, but it's not the whole picture. It's not the whole sphere. It's not the whole organism. We try to explore the 90, right?
In my opinion, 90% of the coins, the tokens that are on the official market, they will, you know, just they will just leave because they don't have no decentralized opportunities.
No
They cannot
value,
present
like,
anything.
right?
There are no smart contracts. They cannot present. Most of the projects are on the ERC20.
Right.
Way too expensive. It does not attract users.
Maybe next time we talk a little bit more of, you know, the financial aspect, why that matters as well. And we're looking at these different cryptocurrencies, maybe the top 10 and the total market cap, or top 15, and what their abilities are.
That's
but just to give people, no, I know, but, you know, since I understand that people, you know, will get to this universe first because there is a new opportunity. And I understand that. Like when people went into the gold rush, they wanted to extract gold in order to sell it. Only later,
yeah, but nobody
they realized,
told you where to find the gold, right?
Right. It was a very vague idea, right? It was a very vague idea. But definitely, we're going to continue on this path. We're going to continue with our exploration, ask more questions, and finding more answers to this beautiful universe called blockchain technology and Web3. Thank you so much, Nobody. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much to the creative community today. Thank you so much for the viewers on Facebook, on
Thank you
Instagram.
for having me.
Of course. Man. It's a pleasure. It's a unique time in space that we're sharing, and so therefore we try to make the most out of it. See you next time, guys. Little disclaimer tomorrow. Since that insidious, fire-breathing, slightly alcoholic, shithole of a dragon can't make it to the show tomorrow, and also I have an event that I need to attend. We're not live tomorrow with 3 Sat. Unfortunately, we can't do 3 Sages in the time machine tomorrow because the bastard is not here and the other Sicilian bastard is also not here. Thursday is gonna be 6 p.m. Since you guys all asked me to kind of switch it to 6 p.m., I was always, trying to give Europe a more like a time window to, click in and to join the program. But I'm seeing that the European viewers are coming anyways, whether we're streaming 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. And but so many viewers from the United States can't make it for 3 p.m. And so we are now switching to a universal profile of 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of our weekly shows, starting from this Thursday. So tomorrow there is no 3 Sages in a time machine, and Open Class Doodles is going to reprise on Thursday with a new time slot, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, everything like usual. Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is Tangent King podcast with myself, Dragon Slayer, Ryan Roger. And then, of course, we have 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday Night Hypnosis. And nobody will join us probably next Monday for the next Open Class Doodles, when we're going to continue our exploration of the blockchain universe and all the manifold possibilities for, getting our art out there and connecting to the creative community. For now, guys, I want to just say thank you. See you next time. And now you're ready to perform. See you with the next video.